Hey, all, thanks for tuning in. It's been a while since we've done one of these. And by one of these, I mean go out on a little camping trip. Today is a special one because it is the maiden voyage of the camper. So, super stoked on that. It's been far too long since I've been out camping, a couple of months now. But yeah, super stoked on that. Camper's sitting on the back. The weather is looking like it could be a little bit spicy. We might encounter some rain or even snow based on where we're heading, and makes me a little nervous. I don't have any sort of heat in the camper yet, because I'm kind of still evaluating which direction I'm going to go. But yeah, it should be pretty good. Right now, we're just on our way out there. Funny story, or rather not funny. I was supposed to go out camping last night, and I actually already drove out this way last night and realized that I forgot my tripod. And so I pulled over and thought if I could just continue on and continue the trip, and came to the conclusion that I really just couldn't, because I use a tripod for so many shots and pictures and things like that, and it would be pretty dang hard to make a video, let alone take pictures and all that stuff without one. So came home last night and decided to go today, and it's unfortunate because the weather was a lot better yesterday. It's pretty dang windy today, so we're going to try and find a spot in some trees. But yeah, either way, we're getting out here and I'm stoked. So I'll go ahead and let's catch you guys up once we kind of get a little bit closer to where we're heading. It's kind of funny. This is like one of the first times that I've been out of the house early enough in the day to get out here and just kind of poke around and check out some different camp spots. Usually when I'm coming out here, it's towards the end of the day, and it's kind of just a scramble to find a spot to set up camp so we can start cooking. But we've got a little bit more time today, so I'm going to poke around like I have been and yeah, see what we can't find as far as spots go. And see if we can find something cool. So yeah, it's kind of nice poking around here, checking out spots. It's a Sunday night, so I'm hopeful that there'll be some good stuff open because people started to go home today, but we will see. Well, it is starting to rain out here. I'm gonna see if I can find a decent spot. There's some blue skies though peeking out, so the rain's probably temporary. But I'm gonna try and find somewhere near some water if possible. What might be this way? Let's see. Let's check it out. So just got to camp here. Found this little spot. It was raining a little bit ago, but man, now we're gonna have some nice, beautiful blue skies, at least for a little bit. But yeah, this is a pretty nice spot. It's kind of close to the road, but it's right here next to this creek. It's got a nice fire pit. It's got some trees for wind protection. So yeah, not too bad. I'm not looking for anything crazy. This is a pretty nice little spot. It's also got some firewood, so I brought the propane fire pit, but if we want a real fire, we can have that as well. Whew, the wind is a little chilly. It's about 54 degrees when the wind's not blowing. It's been really windy the last few days, so we'll see how it is tonight. I think there was maybe some rain in the forecast tonight, so we'll see about that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get some things just set up and then chill, because this is probably the earliest I've ever been to camp. It's like 4 o'clock right now, so got a little bit of time to kill before we make dinner. So another rad thing about this campsite is it is spotless, which is incredible, and how every campsite should be left. I love it when I see campsites like this. So I don't use this little DJI camera that much, so I'm gonna try and use it some more. I think it's pretty good. The only thing I could probably add to it would be an external mic. That would make it a bit better. But otherwise, it is nice having a second little camera. I can always use my phone. But just kind of walking around, taking some photos. Haven't really found anything landscapey that doesn't have the truck in it to take a picture of. I am just like so out of practice when it comes to landscape type shots and you know, like, I don't know, pretty stuff other than vehicles. So gotta get back out here and start shooting more and getting back into tune with things. So I just got posted up here in the camper. It's pretty nice and cozy in here right now. It's about 62. Could be just a smidge warmer, but I'm not complaining. It's a little bit colder outside. It is just a really nice place to be in here. Like, feels super comfortable and like homey. And I don't know, I'm just like super blown away by how well the interior of this camper came out. And yeah, I don't know, it kind of exceeded my expectations when I was going into this and when I was really like starting this rebuild. I had some ideas in my head, but how it turned out is way beyond anything that I was thinking of initially, so I'm just super excited about that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna chill in here for a little bit, probably do some reading. I would be outside, but it's kind of like drizzling off and on, so I don't have an awning or anything yet, so I have no interest in just kind of sitting out there and getting wet when I can be in here. That's why I got this in the first place, is to have a nice area to be when the weather's not super great, but still be out in nature, which is awesome. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do some reading and probably cook dinner here in a little bit. And then if it's not raining and super windy out, maybe we'll start up a fire here later and do some relaxing outside. That would be ideal. And this is what my view looks like in here. You can see out the windows there, which is awesome. That's the other great thing about having the dinette up here, is being able to see out the windows. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Ooh. All right, so it's time to make dinner. We're gonna try and cook in here. I'm gonna see how that is in such a confined space. Will I hate my life after the end of this? I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. It is nice outside, and I could cook out there right now, I think, but the rain has just been really off and on. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a try in here, because I know I'm gonna have to cook in here at some point in the future. So why not give it a go on the Maiden Voyage? But yeah, tonight we're gonna do something really simple. I just wanted simple so I could chill. So that is a steak, and then I also have some green beans. And then as I was leaving the store, I saw these pre-cooked like salt and pepper roasted potatoes. So I picked up some of those, and we'll heat those up on the pan as well. But should be a pretty good meal. And I have the window cracked here and the fan on, and carbon monoxide detector there behind me, so should be in good shape. It's kind of interesting, like using everything for the first time and figuring out where stuff is and where it should go, and especially when it's your own design. Hopefully I didn't make any fatal flaws. I will say this build has way more counter space than the previous version of the inside of this does, and so far it is coming really, really in handy. Okay, here is a simple 30-second tutorial to the best steak. First things first, salt. Liberal amounts of salt. Next is pepper. That's kind of to taste, but I like to do quite a bit. And then finally, some Italian herb blend. And then, just kind of tap it on there, flip it over, repeat the same thing. Next thing you want to do is get your pan really hot with some oil in it. Just like that. Now, depending on how hot the grill is, you're going to do 2 to 3 minutes per side. And it's, you know, until you are at your desired doneness, but I like mine more on the rare side, so 2 to 3 minutes is usually pretty good. Now what you're going to do is flip it over after that time. You're looking for that nice browned crust on your meat. So now we'll do the same thing on this side, and we'll pull it off and let it rest for about 5 minutes. And there you have a perfectly done steak. And that there is why I love cast iron, because cleanup is essentially done. Alright, dinner is served. This is looking tasty. I am probably not going to eat all of the potatoes and green beans. I just wanted to get them off the pan so I could clean it off. But I am pretty dang hungry, so I'm going to go ahead and eat dinner. Not too bad cooking in here. There's probably a little layer of grease everywhere. There certainly was on the top of my lens here. Sitting over here, so it is what it is. Doesn't smell too bad in here. It'll probably clear up, but yeah, all in all, not too bad. 7:30, probably one of my earliest camp meals in quite some time. But yeah, I'm gonna kick back and enjoy this, and maybe we'll be able to get out for a fire here in the evening. Let's see. Whew, well, I said I wasn't gonna eat it all, and yeah, ended up eating it all. It was just way too tasty, and I was actually quite hungry. But it's looking like I haven't heard rain for a little bit, so might pop out and I think we'll maybe just set up the fire pit, give that a try, and start there, and that way if it gets crappy I can just turn it off and come inside. But it's about 7:46 right now, so yeah, just gonna chill and enjoy the evening. Man, cooking that steak in there, I don't know, might have been a mistake. It smells like steak in the camper, so should have brought a candle. Gonna keep that in mind for the next time. A candle or an air freshener or something to get the smell of food out of there. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know, the lingering smell of food, not really something I like, but So now that we've got the camper out here on the Maiden, I'm still learning, oh, I should have done this, or oh, I need to do that. So maybe by tomorrow morning or something, I'll have a little short list of things that I need to tweak on the inside, but things that I know I need to do that are still coming up on this build that'll be videos off in the future are I need to get a heat source in there. So I've been looking and doing some research into what kind of avenue I want to go as far as the heat source is concerned. So you've got diesel heater, you can do gasoline heaters, and then propane, and that's really it as far as what you would put in a camper. You wouldn't do electric because that just takes way too much power, and there's just not enough space there to cram that much battery power in there. So I was originally going to go diesel just because A, it's cheap. You can get diesel heaters for super cheap. B, it's pretty efficient in terms of power consumption and in terms of heat output. Diesel packs a lot of power, a lot of BTUs in it, so it can produce heat very, very well. Obviously, the drawbacks of that is having to carry another fuel. It's gross, it's a greasy, stinky fuel that is not very fun to clean up if you happen to spill it. And then, it's just diesel heaters. The cheap ones have issues here and there, so could go with like a Webasto or something like that, something a little bit nicer. But I think after kind of considering whether I want to carry diesel, gas, and propane, I'm probably going to go with a propane heater. And what has caught my eye is the Propex HS2000. It's a little hot because it's really small and compact. So I have a spot where I think it'll fit right behind the fridge, which would be perfect for, it's starting to rain a little bit on me, but it'd be perfect because it'll use up a space that's otherwise kind of dead, and then it will also use propane. So then I can just stick a 11-gallon tank or something on the outside, run a hose into the inside, and kind of have a nice, clean, compact heat source. Now, propane's not nearly as efficient as diesel is, and it doesn't pack quite the punch, but I really think that's probably going to be the best route for this. So that's where my head's at right now, and that'll kind of take care of the heat source. I definitely want to get that in sooner rather than later for, days like this where it's starting to rain a little bit, and if I'm hanging out inside, keep things nice and warm. So it's actually been a pretty decent evening. It's still kind of drizzling. It rained pretty hard there for a little bit. I was thinking I was going to have to cut being out here short, but it's not too bad. This fire is plenty warm, actually warmer than I remember it being. But yeah, it's been a pretty good evening. It's about 9 o'clock, so I might turn the fire off and head inside. Don't think it's going to clear up tonight. I was really hoping to kind of set the camera up, get some more time lapses and stuff. But I just don't know if we're going to get so lucky. Certainly no sunsets tonight. It's pretty socked in. It's weird. This is like the middle of June, and this is the most early spring weather I feel like I've ever experienced in June, at least that I can remember. It was even snowing up in the hills. I didn't get up there today, but I heard some people chatting about it, which is just, I don't know, really weird. But all in all, great evening. And I think it's going to probably be a little bit chilly tonight in the camper, but I've got a good sleeping bag and a blanket and all that stuff, so I should be nice and toasty. One thing I have yet to try are these exterior lights. At least I haven't seen them in the dark yet. So what was that? Oh, that's sound over there. Oh yeah. That's nice. And this one's got a little switch on the outside so you can turn it off and on from the outside if you happen to be outside. Sweet. All right, just climbed up into bed. Went outside just a minute ago. Still overcast and cloudy out there, but it did stop raining. It's about 52 degrees in here right now, so I think it'll probably get a bit cooler tonight, but I should be nice and toasty. So yeah, I'm gonna hit the hay. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Just a hawk flying around up there. But good morning. It is a much nicer day today than it was yesterday. We got some sun peeking through and partly cloudy, no rain. So super stoked on that. Was going to be bummed if it was going to be a rainy morning, but it's pretty windy though. So don't know if I'm going to be able to get the drone up or anything, but yeah, all in all, last night was pretty uneventful outside of the mattress that I got for the camper. Sucks. It's very hard to find short queen folding mattresses. You can find folding mattresses in a regular size, but I didn't want to take one apart and cut it and deal with that. This one fits perfectly, but it doesn't have enough support. So you kind of sink through until you're like touching wood basically, which is not comfortable. So I had to wake up in the middle of the night and pull out a camping mat that I brought because I felt like that might happen. Stuck that underneath the mattress. After that, it was good. I slept really great for the most part last night. Didn't get too cold either, which is awesome. And yeah, now we have a nice, great morning. Just got coffee made, so the fire's on. I'm gonna chill here by the fire for a little bit, and then I think we'll get breakfast rolling. And yeah, kind of mosey our way on out of here. Don't have anything to do today, so it's just all about relaxing and enjoying being outside because it's been so long since I've been outside. But after the first night in the camper, right now I am pretty impressed with how everything's going so far, how everything's working out. So yeah, super stoked on that. I thought for sure there'd be some big glaring issue or something that I didn't think about, but so far it's just a bunch of little things, stuff that I can easily fix or address. So really happy about that. Well, we'll see how long we're sitting out here. It did rain and now it's like blue skies. The weather is weird. By far the weirdest June weather I think I've experienced. But just got breakfast cooked. In the middle of this, I ran into the water pump losing its prime, so I had to mess around with that. So that's a learning opportunity there. I had the hose into the water container and it kind of snaked up, and then it was out of the water. So yeah, but breakfast is served and I am hungry. And this is kind of like a brunch because it is about 11 o'clock almost. Ooh, that's good. Well, it's been a great morning, but all good things must come to an end, and it is time to get this packed up and get this show on the road and get back into town. Well, I think it is time to end this video off here. We're back on the pavement now, heading back home. It's been an awesome time. Weather has been really odd for mid-June, but not complaining too much. I do love this cooler weather and everything's so green out here and no smoke, which is a bonus. But yeah, I would say for a maiden voyage on the new camper build, everything went awesome. No complaints from me, really, other than the mattress. Everything else worked pretty well and how I expected it to. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this one off here. If you guys want to kind of keep up to date on what I'm doing and have, you know, maybe sneak peeks into what's coming up, you should check out my Instagram, which is PNW Explore, same as the YouTube channel here. Post a lot of stuff to my stories and things like that there. But yeah, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks so much for tuning in. Definitely subscribe if you aren't, and check out the build series on this camper if you haven't. But yeah, I appreciate all your guys' support and tuning in, and I read all the comments as well. So let me know if you guys have any comments about this video or things you'd like to see in the future. But either way, I'm rambling. It's time to sign off for now, so I'll catch you guys in the next video.